This is the COMC High School Basketball Coaches Show, brought to you by the great folks at Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. Also brought to you by Slumberland at the Lake, our veterinary, and Serdike Yamaha. And we've got a Hall of Fame coach on set with us here. It's Coach Craig Engelbrecht from the Osage Indians. How's Coach E?
Doing great, doing great.
So good to see you.
Good to be here.
Miss seeing you in the off season. So this is year number 3 for you at Osage. You were at Eugene for the longest time. Took over in Osage 3 years ago.
Yep.
And it looks like you're starting to build this program into a perennial winner. It looks like you're making a lot of progress.
That's what we hope. We knew it'd be some work, involved, starting over at a new program for me and the kids, just getting used to a whole new system and stuff. But they have adapted well, and we've got kids now who've been in the system for 3 years. So I think things are trending upward.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're just, off and running in the season. You got started with a short little win streak, then ran into a buzzsaw, which is pretty normal. But are you pleased with what you've got early in the season with this team?
Yeah, because I didn't really know what we would come out like. We play, quite a few young kids along with our senior mix. So, really unexpected what we were going to be. But, I would say at the first couple of games, they overachieved, and our defense was really good. It kind of broke down a little bit against Eugene, but Eugene's a really good team. So I don't know how much was us, being bad or them just being good that night.
Right. It's interesting you bring up Eugene. You coached at Eugene for how long?
33 years.
33 years. You became a Hall of Fame coach at Eugene. In your second year at Osage, you go back and knock them off. They were ranked number 1 in the state. You beat them. They got a little revenge from you early this season, beating up on you a little bit. Is there a little rivalry going on there?
Yes, you always want to do well against your former school.
Of course.
That's just human nature. Last year was a really exciting time because not only did they have a winning streak and ranked number 1, but it was also their homecoming. So there's nothing like a homecoming at Eugene for excitement and intensity, and the crowd interaction is awesome. So that was a really good game, and it was a good game just because our boys had fallen behind and had fought their way back and did a really good job of getting the win that night. Yeah. So, these kids are new to this whole environment, a lot of them, playing varsity for the first time. So they'll learn and they'll grow from it.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting, pretty fun. So you're already, as we mentioned, in the Hall of Fame, right? And you're still coaching, so you haven't shut that down. What was it like getting the news? How did that happen? Where they call you or come over to your house or something and say, we want to put you in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, Mike Phillips, our athletic director, had come to me and said, when I got my 500th win, he said, I have recommended you for the Hall of Fame. And I think that's kind of the benchmark, like 500 wins. They kind of nominate coaches. And then he came back a little while later and said, your nomination went through and they've accepted it, and here's the date, and we're going to go to Springfield and do this, and they're going to have a little ceremony, and you'll give a little speech and stuff like that. So he was really instrumental in kind of getting the ball rolling and letting me know all about what was going on.
How cool is that?
It was.
Do you ever sit back sometimes and go, man, I'm really in the Hall of Fame, right?
Well, if you ever go to Springfield, it'd be hard to find my name there. It's on a plaque that you have to kind of scroll through, but it is there. So, and one of the ironic things or the interesting things, I went down a couple years ago and looked at the plaque, and I took a picture of it. And on the other side, they got rows of names of coaches that are. And my roommate from college, Gary Murphy, who coached years at Marshfield girls, and he's on that plaque, so we're kind of across from each other. So that was kind of neat that my roommate's up there and I'm up there, and we're kind of close in the vicinity on the plaque.
Right. Who would have thought, right?
Yeah,
Back in the roommates say, hey, we're both going to be in Hall of Fame next to each other.
That's what I told
him.
I sent him a picture of it and said, hey, did pretty well for roommates at Warrensburg.
Yeah, not bad. What keeps your motor running? Because you've accomplished that. You're in the Hall of Fame already, and yet you're back for more, rebuilding a program at Osage. What keeps that fire burning?
I think the word you use, rebuilding, because I felt like, we had things rolling pretty well at Eugene, and then when I was going to retire. I mean, did retire, but then I thought I'm through coaching.
Yeah.
You know, I thought, I think it's time to step away. I had a good group coming for the next coach at Eugene, and then I got the call from Osage, and I'm like, that would be a rebuilding project, you know, to go there. And
Yeah.
But I tell you what, the people there are awesome to work with. The kids are awesome. It's been really kind of rejuvenated me too.
Right.
So you talk about what's left to do. It's just that whole idea of trying to introduce this style, up and down, press, the full court, just kind of introduce that style and see if we can make that work at Osage.
Plus, the wife wanted to get you out of the house.
And
right?
that helped too. Yes, that was not a negative at all. That was a good thing. Yeah.
That was a positive.
That was a positive. Yeah.
Getting the wife's support there.
Yes.
Okay. So we are getting to know Coach Craig Engelbrecht a little bit better, getting ready for this high school basketball season. Lake TV has at least 4 of your games this year that we'll be covering, starting out with the Osage Camdenton game in late December, and then several other of your games. We love to do your games, so be sure to watch those games right here on Lake TV. We've got more of the Coaches Show coming up for you right after this. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center is growing in our community with a new dental location to serve you in Eldon and a new location in Loring. COMC also makes your children a priority with a mobile dental unit serving schools in rural areas where access can be a challenge. COMC also offers OBGYN, sports medicine, pediatric, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission.
Hey everyone, Darryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. The holiday weekend's over, but we're still celebrating here at Slumberland. Come check out the big savings in every department. Mattresses, living room, dining room, we've got it all on sale for a great price. Come see us at Slumberland Furniture at the Lake, where we're bringing happy home.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
If you love the lake, you gotta love Lake TV.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Welcome back to the COMC High School Basketball Coaches Show, and a special shout out to Firefly Valley Farms for our coffee today. Delicious. We need that caffeine here. I'm sure you don't need that, Coach. Being Mr. Health over there, you don't need caffeine, right?
Well, my wife said I'm better when I'm off of the Mountain Dew, so I've been kicked off of that for a while. So yeah, I may have a caffeine rush on the way home.
Wow, yeah. That Mountain Dew has a little bit of caffeine in it
yes,
too.
It does.
Wow. Okay, so we're talking with Coach E of the Osage Indians. You're into your 3rd year there at Osage, turning that program around. Last year, I believe you went 15-12, district semifinals. Really good turnaround year for you guys. Knocked off the #1 team in the state. All of that. Who are the guys you're looking to step up for you this year?
Yeah, we had Will Faulkner. He's a senior this year. Played a lot at the point guard role last year for us. So he's been a good leader early in the year, and we expected that, you know. And he kind of got a late start with soccer doing so well this year. So both our soccer and football teams, played so well this year. So they came in late for practices. So he's starting to get, rounded into shape. Dane DePay played a lot last year. You remember that name as a freshman, so he's a sophomore this year. So
absolutely.
Early in the season, they've been our 2 leading scorers. Jordan Welshel, a senior, had a really huge game against Russellville the other night. So he shot the ball really well. J.P. Cordula played a lot of minutes last year at the post for us last year. So he's doing a good job for us. So, those are some of the guys that are kind of stepping up right now. We've got some young kids we're hoping that will, once they get some experience, they'll be ready to go. One of those is Luke Wolf, who's a freshman. He's been starting the first couple of games, and thought he's done a real good job for a freshman stepping in.
Wow, that's fantastic. And sometimes with those young kids, it just takes a little bit of experience, right? Getting them in the game a few times and getting their feet wet, stuff like that.
Yes, that's exactly right. They just need repetitions and get that game speed from the varsity level.
And the confidence too. I mean, you can get a little bit of that in practice, but it's different in a game.
That's right, and that's what we're hoping for, to kind of, spoon feed them a little bit of minutes here and there, and if they see confidence, if they see success, then they'll have confidence, and that'll help them grow.
Right. What are the goals this year? As I mentioned, I think you guys went to a district semifinal last year, really great, over 500. What are you shooting for this year?
I don't know. I try not to set too many high expectations or goals, but I mean, realistically, you always do. I mean, you're in your mind, you want to win your conference.
Yeah.
Something we haven't done for a long time.
Right.
We haven't won a first place trophy in a tournament for quite a while. So, I mean, that's, something that we would like to point to. That's why the game at Eugene tournament the other night was disappointing for the guys, because, we had that chance to take home the trophy, the first place trophy, and we didn't get it done. And then, like you say, you're always pointing towards districts. You want to be playing well, so you can string 3 good games together and see if you can advance to state play.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of been happening at Osage in the last few years. I think the girls golf team recently won the state tournament. The football team went to a district final. You mentioned the soccer team. There's some really positive things happening at Osage.
Yes, that is correct. And we want to continue that positivity and try to see what we can do and like you say, try to get to the end of the year and win a district.
There you go. And I think there's a new girls basketball coach at Osage. Is that true?
Yeah, Coach Hunziker's doing a really good job with the girls, and he's kind of stepping in like I did his very first year, and they're learning his system, and it'll be good.
And I think he has won a state championship at Boonville too. So, and Lake TV actually there's a doubleheader game where we will be carrying the Osage girls against Versailles and the Osage boys against Versailles, and I believe that is in early February 3rd.
And that may be the Heritage game.
It is the Heritage game.
Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
At Old Heritage Gym.
That'll be rocking.
So that will be a lot of fun. Be sure you join us for that. But we'll have both the boys and the girls game from Osage and Versailles that night. Obviously, your goal is to build a program that is a winning program year after year. How do you do that? What's the key to doing that?
I think the key is always player development. I think you've got to develop your kids. You've got to identify which ones have the potential and which ones have the work ethic to continue on, for 4 years, or even when you look down the junior high ranks and see who those kids are that are coming. But I think the key is player development. You got to get your kids to play better, maybe even above what they expect from themselves.
Right, and you can do that by putting a good team together, right? I mean, you can make a player better by having good people around them.
I think that's exactly right. I think you'll see kids that just play better with better kids, and I think as the programs get better and as we get better as a team, I think it's going to the enthusiasm for the younger kids, I think, will be there, and they'll want to be a part of that.
Okay, fun little question here as we run out of time. What's your favorite color?
Black.
Black?
Yeah.
Why black?
That's all I've ever worn. It seems like, I don't know, just growing up. I don't know, maybe it's that artsy California thing where all those guys just wear black. I don't know.
Or some of us just wear it because it makes us look thin.
Is that what it is?
You don't need to worry about that.
Just wear black. I think it was Al Davis, wasn't it Al Davis who said, that way he didn't have to worry about matching stuff, just black and white. It was easy to match stuff.
And all he wore was sweatsuits.
And that's all he wore sweatsuits, yeah.
Right. All right, so he's Coach E, Hall of Fame coach with the Osage Indians. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you so much.
All right, and thank you for joining us for Lake TV's High School Basketball Coaches Show.